Hey y'all. So, I almost don't even know what to say at this point. I've had an amazing adventure. I am sitting at a Shell gas station north of Vancouver in a suburb, basically, of Vancouver. The name of which I can't pronounce, so I'm not even gonna try. It's Coquitlam, I think. But I've been gone from home for over a month. I traveled roads I've never traveled. I've seen things I've never seen. Things I may not ever see again. Hopefully I do. After the first run through of the Yukon and northern British Columbia, I learned that I definitely want to be able to have some kind of communication device. The isolation in the Yukon and northern BC, as well as the portion of Alaska that I travel through to get to Canada, is unlike anything I've ever seen. I was really lucky to get through it the first time, and I'm sure it'll be fine. But I got myself a Garmin Mini InReach 2, I think it's called, so that I'll know for sure that I'll be able to get help. On the drive through, I was excited. It was an adventure. I was hopeful. Now I'm really sad. You can probably pick up on that. But it's a good sad. I've been able to do stuff in my life that I never really thought that I would be able to do. All I've ever wanted in my life is to travel. Didn't really want to get married or have kids, or I didn't really care all that much about a career. Don't get me wrong, I know that I want to have a good career and I want to make a difference. But when I look at the world, when I look at my life, I just want to see it, the world, as much of the universe as I can possibly see in the time that I'm here. And the reason that I'm so down right now is that I spent most of my trip in company. I had one friend that I met, True, in the Yukon. He's from Alberta, and we traveled toward each other and met at the halfway point. I have another friend that I picked up near Toronto that traveled all the way back to Edmonton to see True again, and then continued on with me through southern British Columbia to Vancouver. We actually made a side trip to see my family, which was pretty cool too, down in the United States. And every time I solo travel, which has still only been a few times, when I first set out, there's loneliness. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't do solo travel if they think it's for them, but even in difficult times, even when you're so frustrated with someone because you're, well, in my case, packed in a tiny car with them, and they stink and they make stupid jokes, or they're having their own personal crisis and their own breakdown, they're still company. If they're good people, then it's just good to have that baseline. And you get used to that. You grow accustomed to just having people around and having a home base and being in contact. So I wasn't really sure that I wanted to film this because since I left Toronto, friend at the airport, my trip back to my car has been hard. I think tomorrow I'll be okay. But right now, I'm in a different country. I'm alone. I miss having people, and I'm so glad to be going home. Tomorrow I will be thinking about all the adventures that I had. All the experiences, the connections, the random explanations to nameless people at gas stations when they see my Alaska license plates, my stickers on my car, and my little car backpack, of how I got to whatever point I was. It is a rather crazy story. Sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought. Anyway, I think this is just kind of stream of consciousness me right now, before I hit the road again. I'm lonely to my bones right now. But that's okay. It'll pass, and soon enough I'll be home. I got to meet one of my very favorite humans, the first person, and I got to go on an adventure with someone who is, figuring their own stuff out and on their own journey, and I got to be part of that, and we got to annoy the hell out of each other and make each other laugh and be good company on both of our journeys in life. I'm getting to do something that most people, maybe most people don't want to do or don't dare to do, but the best things in life, cliche, are worth the trouble. They're worth the pain. That's kind of some of the conversation I've been having a lot lately. I'm at a point in my life where I'm figuring my own stuff out. Obviously, I'm closer to home, but far from home still. It's going to take, I think it was something like 40 hours for me to drive from Vancouver to Anchorage, and no one's trading out. There's no one here to remind me about X, Y, or Z thing. I'm on my own. This whole time, by the way, I've been terrified, but if you avoid fear your entire life, then what are you left with? I've had a really good trip. I've had a really good experience in Canada. And I'll be happy again. And right now, the light is fading. It's late-ish. I still have to find water before I hit the road, or before I get too far into northern British Columbia. But for now, I'm going to drive a bit. I'm going to talk to people so I'm less lonely. And I'm going to just keep going, because that's what you do. I'm happy. And I'm sad. But that's okay. So, for those of you who have bothered to keep up, thank you. I appreciate it. And I'm going home. Alone. To people that I love. To my life again. It's been real, guys.